live at 2011 Conference USA Media Days. I'm Dan Harrelson alongside Nick Taylor, and now to break down and preview the 2011 Central Florida Knights, Coach George O'Leary. How's it going, Coach?
I'm doing very well, and I've always referred to UCF is how I refer to it.
UCF, okay.
It's UCF, and it's good. Every time the end of July hits and the beginning of August, everybody gets the blood flowing and ready to start preseason and get active, and I know the players are anxiously awaiting the start of preseason.
Well, going into the season, you have the foundation built down there, the new stadium and all that good stuff. How do you feel about the upcoming season? Do you feel like you have the championship caliber team to win this conference and the Eastern Division?
I think we're a very solid football team that has an opportunity to win every game if we play well. But there's a lot of things that have to happen right. The chemistry of your senior class, I think, is paramount as far as I'm concerned, as far as their leadership, and because I think if you don't have that, so my experience is always going to be a struggle throughout the year. But I think from a depth standpoint, we've got a lot of people back there that have made a lot of big plays in the program, both offensively and defensively, and in the kicking game. So I'm happy from a standpoint of depth. Hopefully we can get some things done there and move that way.
Well, Coach, obviously you had a great run at Georgia Tech, very successful. How did that experience really help you as you transition into a new project in Central Florida, as far as what you had to do to make that program what you wanted it to be?
Well, when I took over at Tech, I had come back from the pros, San Diego Chargers, and it wasn't in the shape that we left it. When we had to basically come in and regroup and bring a lot more players in recruiting-wise, and I think philosophy-wise is no overnight success. I think it's a journey, and I think you got to have a philosophy, and perseverance is probably the key word they use all the time, and I think that's what we've done, and made sure that we did things the right way, and all the rules that we did have were for everybody, not just part of the team.
Well, you mentioned the pros. Talk about the NFL compared to college football. Do you think college football is more hectic because of the recruiting side compared to the pros, or do you think it's more laid back?
At one time, I've always said that if you're not a head coach in college football at Division I level, the next best job is assistant in the pros. But the job has changed. I think I've been fortunate to be at both ends, and I think the big difference is in college you wear about 9 different hats at different times of the day, as far as counselor and psychologist and everything else. But I think in the pros, with the free agency now and then what's taking place in the off seasons, I think it's closing the gap a little bit. But I think the difference is obviously that you don't have to recruit. But it's a little different when you go out recruiting and selling your school as compared to selling contracts that pay money. So, but again, I enjoy coaching football, and I think both are outstanding. I think obviously the camaraderie in college is the difference, I think.
Do you enjoy recruiting, or do you kind of like the idea of just inheriting a team and just coaching what you have? I mean, which do you prefer?
Well, I think if you don't recruit, you're not going to be very successful. I spend a lot of time watching tape and grading recruits and making sure that head coaches coach coaches. That's what happens in recruiting and offense and defense. And I think the big thing with all that is that when you start doing that, you got to make sure they bring in not just players, but players that fit into your system. That's where I think a lot of coaches make mistakes. They go after and just grab kids, and meanwhile they don't fit into the system that they have. So I spend a lot of time with the high school, with the coaches, making sure they know what I'm looking for as far as offense, defense, and that recruiting, not just a name, but the player that fits into your system.
Well, Coach, good luck this season.
Well, I appreciate it. Thank you very much.